And we are back with the FSL Open for the first time of the year. My name is Atomo. Joining me is Mike Lee Phoenix. We are done with the group stage, you know. The strong have remained. The weak have, well, taken a break. We'll see them hopefully next season. But the strong have remained. That's the important part. And now we're off to the playoffs. How are you feeling, Mike? How was the break for you?
Yeah, it was good, just casually chilling out, just waiting for the next matchup. And I'm very excited now that we're into a best of three because, in a best of one, it's hard to know if it was a drafting issue or whether it was a team issue. But now in a best of three, you can really tell who the better team is going into this matchup. And that makes me very happy.
Especially right now because now we're in the money zone. You know, you win this match, you're in the top four, you're guaranteed some money. You know, $125, and of course on the road to the $500 in the first place. So, yeah, you're in the money zone. That's where you really start enjoying the game when you have something in the pocket.
Yeah, absolutely right. You've got something to play for now for either side, and stakes on the line. I believe draft has also gone underway, so I'm pretty excited to see what's going on. So, Foxy Gaming against Surprised Face in this best of three matchup. And would you believe it? Mars is the first pickup for Foxy Gaming, but we have two brand new heroes here, Ottoman. Snapped by a Night Stalker.
And Medusa as well as our first Medusa of the game. But hold the phone, Mike. Mars. When was the last time we've seen this hero?
I mean, plenty of times actually. This hero just never ever disappears. This Mars hero, so very excited to see it popping up. And the last person we saw it was Joy playing it, I believe, and that was truly a joy to watch.
Mars has been called the Pudge of the competitive scene. You know, it's like no matter what happens, someone's gonna be like, you know what, guys, this is a pretty good Mars game. You know, it's not bad. But yeah, the hero does have it all. Really, has a great ultimate to hold people in. Has a stun, lanes pretty well. Strength hero who tanks up. Can redirect a lot of range damage. So you can never really go wrong with Mars. So well, that makes sense. By the way, both teams relatively evenly matched. We are looking at the high divine, low immortal level of gameplay. Foxy Gaming has always done well in this tournament. And Surprise Face also coming in with a pretty good high ranked team. So I think we might have three close games on our hand, Mike.
I sure hope so. That's the kind of close battle we love to see. And let's see how this draft continues at the least. I mean, you've got two more bans to come before we can see these drafts continue, but the Medusa has come out from Foxy Gaming. We've seen a lot of Medusa bans throughout today, so this is the first time we have the pleasure of watching this hero on the FSL, at least for today. And I'm quite curious to see how it goes. I mean, it is still that hero that just goes into the triangle and just farms forever. But it is still a very annoying hero to deal with. So I'm very intrigued to see what Surprised Face tend to want to do about it.
I wanted to say that Nyx Assassin might have been an interesting hero to see, but Nyx does get banned, so no Nyx, no Anti-Mage. So basically the best mana burners are already out. There's still the Invoker, a hero that I think could do pretty well for them. But yeah, Wraith King also gets banned out here. Surprise Face on the other hand, they banned the Phoenix, a hero that got a really interesting buff, the talent change. She gets the level 20 talent, the 1.5 Sunray damage at 20 instead of 25, so that's a ton of damage. And the shot at 15 minutes also really helps with the hero. So Phoenix, pretty good dispatch.
Certainly is. Not in the game, though. Not at least for now. We do have our third pick, Grimstroke, surprisingly enough, showing his face once again. And Grimstroke works really well with the Snapfire, right? Because you lock two heroes down, the Mortimer Kisses fly out, and, well, you can't really get away. So you almost got guaranteed two heroes probably just going to die in the middle of a team fight to these Kisses.
Yeah, and also really good with the Night Stalker because you get, of course, the double void, but also Night Stalker is a great ink slave, You put the ink swell on him, he always wants to be very close to the fight thanks to the crippling fear anyway. So now you're silencing people, then you're stunning them, and you're doing damage over time the whole time. So really just a good combination with the Night Stalker. I like the Grimstroke pick a lot. And Ogre comes out. All right, another hero we've seen. I think this is the third game we've seen him in. I think it looks like a support, though. I would be shocked if Foxy Gaming revealed all their 3 cores in the first 3 picks.
Team pick.
Yeah, but this is something we talked about in the one of the earlier games, right? Like when you play Medusa, you want someone to buff her up, either Alacrity from Invoker or Bloodlust from Ogre Magi, and they got the Ogre, and I think you're right. I think it's probably just going to be a support Ogre, and probably a support Weaver now to come out from Foxy Gaming. And I'll tell you what, this draft looks very alike to the pro meta we've been seeing over the past couple months. It's much more standard, I'd say, than from what I've been seeing today from the other teams.
Yeah, I think so too, right? Like, we're not seeing any sort of crazy stuff that has been popping out. I don't know how I feel about the Weaver pick, by the way. I do think that this hero could be really bursted down this game specifically. Grimstroke is really good against the hero. Soul Mind's is really good. Nightstalker can just jump on him. I don't love the Weaver pick. And then Leshrac comes out. There's your tower damage. There's your double Lightning Storm if you want it. And also another good Ink Slave to have.
Yeah, very, very true. Leshrac, one of those other heroes that's been popping up a lot in the pro meta and is still very, very strong. And speaking of Otomo, they have, I mean, maybe there's not space for it now, but usually Lesh IO is pretty devastating to have to go against, but I don't think they can fit it into this draft.
Unless they put something like a weird offlane, like a carry IO or some sort of weird carry snap, or like they really have to shuffle it around to force the IO in, like you said. But yeah, IO Leshrac is amazing combo that we'll be seeing in this game. And Faceless Void gets banned. One of the heroes I was thinking would do really well for Surprise Phase would be the Faceless Void, just to combo up with the Snapfire. Great Ink Slave as well.
Very, very true. The final banouts to come before we can see how these drafts are going to be completed. Because Foxy Gaming, they are, still lacking that mid lane, unless we are going to see another mid ogre. I imagine they are still yet to pick some kind of mid hero up. If you were to draft here for Foxy Gaming, Otomo, against the Leshrac, is there any particular hero you'd like to see placed against the Lesh?
I still think Invoker, honestly, just because he moves very fast, he does fall damage, the Tornado is really good. You have a combination with, like we said, we can buff Medusa. You have a good combo Kata with the Mars Arena. I do like the Invoker, especially if you go with the Spirit Vessel build. There's no natural dispels on the Radiant side. I'm all in on the Invoker, honestly. You burn Leshrac's mana down, he can't pulse Nova. What's he gonna do then? Hit you?
Definitely not. God forbid Leshrac hits somebody with a right click. That's terrible. Terrible.
It's beneath him, It's like he's not.
That is very true. It's final ban out now. Another mid laner to be banned here by this Radiant team. They got rid of the Quap. They get rid of the DP. So that Invoker you talked about is still available if Foxy Gaming want to go ahead and pick it up right now. And I agree with you. I think it's a pretty good Invoker game here. And could you imagine Bloodlust and Alacrity on this Medusa?
That's the thing I was thinking about the most. Also, you can put a Solar Crest on the Ogre Magi. Buffs, the Medusa will really become the raid boss. But we'll see what they go for.
Amazing.
There's still the spirits if you want to go for something different. But I feel like whatever you have to get will have to be very mobile that can get away from a Night Stalker or gets a BKB. And I think Invoker fits a bit better than that.
Still 50 seconds of reserve time here for Foxy Gaming to think about this one. Now thinking quite heavily.
There's a Puck that's always a decent hero, but I like something a little bit more tanky. You already have a bit of a squishy Weaver. Ogre Magi, yeah, he's pretty good early on, but later on he just gets burst down a lot like any other support. So Mars will need someone to go in. Invoker does also feel like that sort of middle range hero where he can take a couple of hits, turn on BKB, Spirit Vessel someone. I'm really feeling the Invoker. Necrophos maybe? What did they go with? They go with...
Oh, wow. I was not expecting that.
It's boring. It's another Spirit Brother. It's not even a cool Spirit Brother like Earth Spirit, So it's one of the usual Spirit Brothers. But it's alright. Good. He gets the Yule Scepter so he can run away from the Night Stalker. If he can get the Aghanims, it's really good this game. It's a solid hero, really.
I agree.
I always look at Turtle. I don't know why I keep calling the Radiant Turtle, because I see the first name is Turtle, so I'm like, okay, they're named Team Turtle, but they're not. They're Surprise Face. They need a carry. There's like 6 carries banned so far. What's actually left? PL is left, but PL against Medusa doesn't feel great. Ricky, also there if you want him, but then your damage against Medusa is not amazing. Gyrocopter is also in the pool. I think that might be one of your better options.
Yeah, Gyro could just you just match the multi-shot almost with the flat cannon. See what they want. I mean, they've thought about it for quite a while, but no, they go down the PL route, which it's high risk, right? Because PL can do well against Medusa, but if she gets to that point where she's just really hitting hard, she just doesn't care anymore. Like, PL just does nothing anymore.
Yeah, it's like you said, very high risk, but the hero is pretty good against Mars. Pretty works well with the Grimstroke. Like, doesn't care too much, but like there is a lot of positives to the Phantom Lancer. And Phantom Lancer against Medusa, it's who comes out ahead is because once Phantom Lancer has like a heart and a diffusal, he doesn't really care too much about Medusa's damage. But if she's way ahead, then he does care, and it's a problem for him. So I'm kind of like a 50-50 on that one.
It's going to be a very fun match here. I mean, it seems like you're not really one way or the other here with this draft, which makes me happy because it probably means we're in for a very close game between these two teams, and let's see how it all pans out. Again, I personally feel that Foxy Gaming came out with a better draft, but I'm kind of on the your end of things where I'm not 100% sure. It really could go either way.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we're not looking at sort of in previous matches. A lot of the times, one team was really like far ahead in terms of their MMR. Like you don't want to mention too much, but one team would be 2,000 or 3,000 MMR average ahead of the other team. So you're like, yeah, they're gonna win. But this game, it's a little bit closer. Like the teams are relatively even here. So which one's gonna take it is gonna be a tough one to. Like it really does come down to draft, and draft feels relatively even.
Yeah.
But
you got these other kind of factors as well, right? Like the Night Stalker is one of those heroes that tends to, if you get a good lane and a few kills early on, you tend to start just popping off. Same goes for the Leshrac, right? Like Shiko, she might just have a great laning stage and just never slows down from there. It's just one of those heroes.
At least the teams are being, polite here. Like, good luck, have fun. I don't think we've seen this from the other teams, So that's not a nice bit of sportsmanship. I believe I've played with some members of Surprise Faced, so they're pretty good. It's like I said, when you see someone in a pro scene that you've played with, you're like, yeah, that person. They played with me before. They picked Weaver. I think we won.
Good to see that you've played with all these players, Oliver. I haven't, but you have.
Every one of them has kicked my butt at some point. But
the battle begins.
Brownies?
There you go. Honey Lisa takes a few little shredders to the face. Doesn't really matter. And we go out with a 2 for 2 in bounty runs. Nothing special in there. No spiciness.
Nah, certainly not. But we can start, I think, with the bot lane here. See what's going on down there is, well, Sleepless Naja actually making her way back up towards the top. You do have Cat Chaser Naka also there on the Mars. And of course, she'll be against the PL. And you know what? Never mind. Sleepless Naja is making her way back over. It looks like she just wants to be able to cut off Snow on this Grimstroke and just get a lot of damage off, which I think is a pretty heads-up play here from Naja. The Grimstroke's not a bot lane. Just harass her as much as humanly possible before that laning stage really starts.
Oof, and she did get a lot of harass out of that. You're going to have to use at least, all your tangos. You're going to have a bit of HP, so Snow starting off with very, very gimped so far.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy lane. I mean, it is a Weaver. In fact, Snow, they're not going to go for the full dive in. It's still very early, but it seems like they really want to force Snow to pop that salve. And it's not something you really want to do.
And she does. She's like I said, she has no other choice but to use the salve. And might have to ferry a bit of regen for herself. They're also worried about the Weaver in the backline. Look at the courier hiding in the trees. And Cat Chaser is level 2.
Yes, he is. She is. Spear is available. Sakuchi goes through Naja. Just being very, very annoying here at this bot lane. It looks like we could see a kill here any moment.
Yeah, like we can't really keep our eyes off the lane. We leave it, who knows what's going to happen. So it's very scary. And this is a scary thing for the PL. Remember, he is their only sort of anti-Medusa counter with that mana burn. Yeah, the other people can do damage, but you're really looking at the PL to be the one to sort of bring her down.
Here we go again. Naja going to show up. After Snow they go. Can they land a spear? Not quite, but it seems like she's just happy controlling the lane and just holding on to her mana, which might mean we have a second to look at the other lanes. Maybe we have a peek at mid lane, where you're going to see Shiko and Ninja against each other here in the Void Spirit and Leshrac matchup. Do you think it favors either player here, Ottomo?
I think there's look at the Leshrac going for a bit more points in the point lane storm. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of harass coming out for him, and Leshrac can harass a lot. Like, look at that, just forcing her to move around. And Leshrac, I think, definitely favored this matchup. Can bait out a lot of spells. Ninja has to sort of commit. Alright, that's going to be a little bit damage though.
Yeah, very close stun. I mean, had that stun landed, you would have gotten so much damage off. Ninja going to try and go for a bit of a chase, but it's going to be unable to take the water rune away from Shiko, so Leshrac will be able to regen up a bit. And the final lane, of course. Top lane, Merity and Turtle going to be against Nana and Honey Lisa. In fact, hold that thought, because mid lane, Ninja wasn't in trouble again on the Void Spirit and may actually drop here as Shiko needs one more Lightning Storm, but may not get it.
Oh,
the heal was there.
Yeah, look at this double point Lightning Storm. He doesn't care about Edict because he knows that at any point the Void Spirit can disengage. So he's like, yeah, I just want to kill you with as much Lightning Storm damage as I can. And it's working out really well for her. But top lane, this is doing okay. Like, Honey Lisa is going to take a lot of punishment, but that's what she's here for. Although, there you go.
Yeah, bot lane is where the kill happens, and surprisingly enough, it's actually Cat Chaser Naka that goes down. There's Naja, but she'll try to chase the PL, but doesn't have the Sakuchi available, so won't be able to really finish off the kill. Seems like this Phantom Lancer will be able to survive another day, though she's moving her way forward.
That is very risky, right? Moving forward like 100 HP against the Weaver. But she I guess she knows what she's doing. Did she have any stick charges? No, she had nothing. She just went forward. That is so... I mean, I'm going to say brave, but really also risky.
Kind of crazy, because now Naka's going to see it. And the problem is you've got no regen left. I think this PL assumes that Snow may have had a salve, but that is not the case. The courier is still slowly moving its way out, so you got that kill earlier on the Mars, but at the end of the day, you're not able to hit creeps very peacefully here with this kind of low HP pool.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, maybe I'll hide on the tower, get some most, but even then that doesn't help because a spear, God's Rebuke, and you can just be brought down and like you can see, the PL very scared to fight. Look at that.
Here we go again. This time Inkswell will be there. Naka. Oh no, a very nice juke out of the spear. Naja does show up on the Weaver. They miss out on the kill, and this PL obviously likes to play on the edge.
Again, by the way, she's got like 3 tangos, and you're gonna have to use all of them just to get back in fighting shape. My god, it's so tense! It's like my heart. Stop, please, get full HP. You're scaring me, you know?
Does feel that way. This bot lane is where all the action's been so far. Any moment.
To be fair, in the mid lane, it's been, again, Void Spirit suffering, but not too much. There's only a few CS behind that. Actually, 8 CS is kind of becoming a big deal for this Void Spirit here.
Yeah, you've also got level 6 on Shiko now, so she is 1 level ahead of Ninja right now, and that could be very problematic. Before you get those step charges up, Shiko was able to land a stun. That's almost a guaranteed death onto the Void Spirit. And in fact, she's going to make full use of the siege creep as well. Understanding Ninja can't really defend, although top lane, Nana is actually going to drop. Merity is able to secure the kill there with Turtle, and that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, they might be suffering on the PL, but the other 2 lanes are going really well for them. Ningen, as they're just getting able to walk out. Oxen walks back in. Yeah, that's a Diabolic Edict, that's a Pulse Nova, that's a lot of damage. Ningen is being very careful, but it looks like it's going to be a bottom ruin, and that's when Shiko's going to lose her life.
Yeah, trying to go for the power rune. Didn't know Naja, though, was around, and they end up trading, killing off the Leshrac, and I'm sure Ninja going to be very happy with that.
Yeah, they needed some good news, you know. Losing that Medusa just now was pretty devastating for them, but they're like, alright, we got the kill on the enemy Leshrac, who's basically the most farmed, gives our Void Spirit some time, and a nice bounty rune for the Weaver. That's my favorite part about playing position 4. You go to the enemy and you steal their bounty rune. It's fantastic feeling.
Thanks,
yeah,
sweetie.
It is a very nice feeling indeed. Still 2-1 now, favoring the Radiant. Very, very close game, very tense like you mentioned earlier as mid lane. A bit of a dive, but Ninja will be able to step away. It does seem like Shiko, though, regardless of that previous death, is still very confident to keep moving into the tier 1.
Yeah, at least though that Naja is not letting all this EXP go to waste. Comes to the mid lane herself, just to get a little bit of creeps here and there. So it's not too bad. On Elisa though, this might be too bad.
Yeah, Cookie's gonna land. Merity has that nighttime buff, and Honey Lisa getting blocked by her own creep wave is gonna pay for it. So Merity able to pick up the second kill of the game here on this Night Stalker. And again, this is gonna be a great start for this NS. Like, you could have asked for a better start.
And I mean, that's the thing though, it's like you are relying on the Void Spirit to make space on the Mars, so Night Stalker getting very fat early on means that you're going to be up against a much more challenging group. And he is number 1, sorry, she is number 1 in terms of net worth. Doesn't actually have that much as Phase Boost and Soul Ring, but I'll be interested to see what she builds next. Maybe the Echo Saber, just for all that extra burst damage.
Arun again. Naja going to show up for the haste, but Shiko is there very early on this time. In fact, she'll try and chase down this Weaver. Level 2 Sakuchi, so the cooldown's a little bit high, though she might get it in just the nick of time, but no. The Pulse Nova goes right through. Shiko, a bit of sweet revenge here for this Leshrac.
Oh man, oh there you go, they are going to be able to trade though, and the Catches does get a kill on Snow, so that's something. But I hear Night Stalker's ultimate.
Yeah, you do. Honey Lisa does show herself at the top lane, and well, this Ogre has had a very difficult time. Every time she does show, Merity does secure the kill. In fact, now Naja shows up. Luckily for her, there's no crippling fear at the moment, so Merity can't go for the silence, and we'll just have to accept the Ogre kill, I think. If I say that,
holy shit.
Naja, oh boy.
Oh my. That fade
That's
time,
painful.
you know, it's quarter of a second, but that's just too long. That is too, that... Do you ever look at something, Mike, and you think that should not happen? That should not be happening. That shouldn't have happened. I just can't believe it
Playing
did.
on the edge again.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw this earlier during the laning stage. Naja likes to play on the edge. Fair enough, but you got to keep an eye out for that fade time. It can kill you like that.
Sometimes you do fall off the edge, right? You're not always gonna... You know, it goes against you sometimes. Ninjan is level 8, by the way. Oh, gonna make some plays against Shiko here, but not enough damage.
Certainly not. Shiko going to be just fine.
I like this Leshrac pick in the mid lane a lot, because if at any point Nin leaves the mid lane, mid tower's gone. You know, like instantly, Leshrac is going to go for the tower. She's maxing out Diabolic Edict now. I think she's got 3 points in it. So, or 4 points. Yes, her level 9 has 4 points. So you can't leave the tower. It's too risky. And that's what Void Spirit wants to do. He wants to rotate. She wants to make space, but she can't.
Absolutely not. And the fight is on over the Power Rune. Snow will be able to pick it up herself. Naja was threatening with the Sakuchi, so they didn't want to risk it. So Power Rune really just goes to no mid laner. Back to your point, yeah, I certainly agree. Like, Ninja, she's just stuck here in this mid lane now, and it goes back to the... I mean, you just can't ignore Shiko. As soon as you leave, that tower just gets deleted.
And yeah, they're giving Snow... Oh, actually, I was thinking they were going to give Snow the some EXP, but no, Shiko's like, all mine! All of it is mine. You ever have that when your mid laner is snowballing and they ask for the 10-minute tome? They're like, I'm snowballing. Give me the tome so I can snowball further. I'm like, dude, I'm level 4. Like, for the love of God, just let me. I want to smell the experience. That's all I want to do.
That's how I learned how to swear in Southeast Asian, Ottoman. That's how I learned all the languages. You know, the very upsetting moments when my tomb is taken as support, especially by the mid lane. I mean, why do they even do that? That's not fair.
My favorite review of Dota 2 is that the objective of the game is to destroy the enemy throne before you learn a foreign language. You know, that's exactly how it is. You're like, I will swear at everything. Just give me the tome.
Bot lane.
Ooh,
oh, they've got the spear. Does land very nicely, but I don't think it's anywhere near enough lockdown. No panic. Merity?
Merity's here. Invis or Smoke, I think. Smoked up, yes.
The Dark Ascension, Naja has been spotted, and this time the Crippling Fear is available, along with an Echo Saber. So you've got so much damage for this Weaver. Naja, a nice time lapse just in time. It's just not going to make the difference, though. Merity having such a great impact on this Night Stalker already. Just continues with the aggression.
And it's like the only thing I can think about that they should be doing on Foxy Gaming is maybe rotate supports mid. If Ningen can't leave mid, then make Shiko die so she can move around the map because like trying to play the side lanes without a Void Spirit supporting you is very tough when their draft clearly relies on having Void Spirit be active.
It's like you said. I mean, Ninja's still just stuck in the mid lane. And in the meantime, I mean, she's gonna rotate now, Ninja.
Oh, that right under Sentry Ward, poor thing.
Yeah, Turtle still gonna get jumped, but they know exactly what's happening. In fact, they're gonna try and move in. Cookie's gonna land. Merity has the Inkswell follow-up, and with the crippling fear, is there enough time to get out? Not quite. The Remnant was there with the silence. So now Honey Lease is in trouble. In the backside, though, Turtle does end up dropping thanks to Naka with the arena. But now the PO even joining in the fray, wanting to go for this fight. Merity might finally die, and does. A good trade, as maybe they can even focus on the PO, but he's going on to Honey Lisa, going on to the support. Even Shiko showing up now. The Stone Gaze, it will finally be popped. Can they keep turning? They've got the Leshrac locked down. Shiko about to get out, but Naja's on the chase and she'll get her. Oh, it's a big, big kill, a big team fight.
What a spear.
All the diaries, even Naka is still running and has actually made it. This PO, she's not out of danger yet.
Taking a few hits, they do lose Sleepless Naja in the end, but Snow does fall, I believe, to the bugs, or was it to the urn? Either way, she is down. And overall, if you're Foxy Gaming, I think you're pretty happy with what just happened there. Like, they got a kill on Merity, who was the most farmed hero. They brought Shiko down as well. And yeah, look at that. Like, it is a pretty good fight for Foxy Gaming.
That it is. That it is. I think any team fight where you get a positive trade when you have a Medusa is always a good one. And that's going to allow Nana now to just back off into the triangle and just let herself keep farming. And you know what? You've got to give props to this Dire team as well. I mean, they're against the Leshrac, but that mid-tier 1 tower, it's still standing. So Ninja, while she hasn't been able to rotate much this game, they have managed to hold the tier 1 mid, and that's going to allow this Nana Dusa to just keep holding the triangle.
Yeah, it's exactly like you said, right? Like, they wanted to take this mid-tier 1 and force Ningen to stay, or force Ningen to stay there. They did both. Like, they were able to force the Void Spirit mid, but didn't matter. Like, they lost that big team fight, and the tower's still standing. So Merity, they have vision of her, but Merity's spider sense is tingling. She's like, I feel something. I feel something's coming.
That's back off at the right time. That mid-tier 1 tower now. I mean, if you're this Dire, you might want to move in yourself. They've got Stone Gaze back up. Nana's actually going to join the team.
Nana's been playing,
slowly start chipping away.
And this Nana's been playing so active with the team. All she's got is Dragonlance, Boots, and the Power Treads, but still having massive impact. You know, just joining fights. And like we said, she can beat the PL because she's just so far ahead in terms of net worth. There they go.
Is she going to pay for it now? Dark Ascendan's pop, the Stone Gaze, or rather Soulbind is out. Arena down as well. Naka looking to turn, but they've got the Dusa. Nana, she was too far forward. So Ninja going to move in again, but can't find anyone to snipe. Instead, Merity has been targeted here by this Weaver. The Naga, or rather Naja's done a great job of getting herself out. Turtle now will be chased down by Ninja and Honey Lisa, and it seems like they've even got a Snapfire. Is that an expensive cost though? They lose the Deuce and they lose the Mars, but they still are able to secure this tier 1 mid.
That's the big deal, right? Like they're able to get map control against the Leshrac. You take the mid tower first. That's a huge deal for them. I mean, and plus when they send Nana to fight with them, I think you have to accept that your carry is gonna die. Like if you bring your carry to a fight, you're prepared to lose them. You know, so it's a little unfortunate that they did have to lose her, but they got 3 kills on the tower. They should be pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Well, Merity, keeping back to the outpost, does have to be a little bit cautious. You do still have this Weaver around who can scout you out, and there are more heroes coming in. Ninja is here. They spotted out Snow on the Grimstroke, and that should be a nice easy pick off here for Ninja. Who will eventually move back in. In fact, Sleepless Naja will be the one to take it. And it doesn't seem like they've got a response here from the Radiant. I guess, at the very least, you don't lose Merity again, which is probably a positive.
By the way, Phantom Lancer did not rush the Diffusal, went for a Hood of Defiance first big item.
Wow.
Interesting, because I wouldn't think that magic damage would be that biggest deal, but he's like, yeah, I want to get Hood of Defiance. Now as a Diffusal Blade, 17 minutes, you could have gotten a couple of minutes earlier, but I like the hood, but maybe I would have gone the Fusel first. So it's interesting to see how she like, looks at the game.
Chico, mid lane, Naka with a great setup, and that's your Leshrac gone. They commit the Soulbind and the double remnant, but there's going to be no kisses thrown out. That's another big pick-off, and considering how great of a start this Leshrac had, she's just kind of fallen off the side of the cliff.
And she's the one who sort of relies on snowballing more. Because Leshrac, once you're behind net worth and you get bursted down, you rely on being ahead and having more items, being very durable to survive. But if you're being bursted down every fight, that's really terrible. Void Spirit, once you get a couple items, you're okay. You don't really need too much more. And it's tough. Void Spirit is going to go for the Kaya Saj. I don't know if I love this. I would have preferred something like the Yules into the Aghanims, but there's nothing wrong with the item as well. It's fine. It just doesn't help versus Crippling Fear, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely not. 1k advantage. Still such a close game between these two teams.
Oh,
This
that's what we were hoping for. We were like, yeah, it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a good, close game.
Yeah.
Oh,
T1 mid tower going to be focused down. Whip will be there. Naja
no, they bring
show up.
They bring the Nana as well. They bring the Medusa. Tower still standing though.
Signs.
Cat Chasers. He has the blink. She wants to jump in, find a good angle here. But
Leave it be for now.
big commitment though. They bring everyone mid. They couldn't get the tower again. This is multiple attacks to open up the map, and they just cannot get it. But
It's PL.
What a
Cat
guess.
Oh, she's got him. What a great spear. Ninjen is out. The PL still alive though, still doppling away, but with the crippling fear. No, they've got her. They take her out, and now they want more. They want Merity, but they don't have the lockdown for her. So she'll be okay, but you got the much bigger target anyway in the Phantom Lancer. You're happy.
the guesses coming out from Mars. Cat Chaser Nakashi is doing an insane job. She's like, yeah, I think it's this one. And it's not the first time she did. When she was being chased by PL earlier, she was able to steal the furthest one. She's like, yeah, I think that's the one, and gets it again. So that's very impressive. And tier 2 for Foxy Gaming. Would you have bet that they were the ones who would get it before the Leshrac lineup?
No way in hell would I have said that on a moment. Foxy Gaming, they're playing very well right now. Just completely demolishing that bottom tier 2, and they're playing very conservatively in some sense, but at the same time high risk, right? Like we talked about Nana getting involved in these team fights, which is not something you see from a Medusa, but most of the time it actually has been working out. And now, well, Merity had the crippling fear going, but this could work against them because the Stone Gaze is going to be there from the high ground. They've got 2 down already. Turtle had the Snapfire Kisses going, but she was stoned up. Another 2 down. In fact, there might be a 3rd. Turtle knows she can't escape. And they're even chasing down Shiko. Naja will give all the vision necessary. In fact, does miss the swarm. With the Sakuchi, she should be able to keep up.
Yeah, I think she has sight of her. There you go, finds her. And Shiko's gonna lose her life as well. 4 kills for Foxy Gaming. PL stays alive and is farming up, but he's still quite a bit behind the Medusa. And as we said, this is a bit of I counter you, you counter me sort of thing, and depends on who's ahead. Right now, the Medusa is way ahead.
Absolutely.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Maybe the tier 2 mid tower gone, and they've just put so much emphasis on getting these towers down. Again, not something you'd see a Medusa do very often, but she's doing a great job. And now you could really start to look towards Roshan if you want to.
Reminds me a little bit about how Jackie plays with Medusa on Boom Esports. He's also quite active, so I mean, this is the way, right? Like Medusa, she's so damn tanky. Her ultimate's so good to have in team fights, and she's a great siege engine to sort of roll behind. And they're playing her perfectly on Foxy Gaming's side. Although, shout out to everyone else, right? Like Mars landing those spears every time on the correct PL.
Not easy, that's for sure.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, what's Weaver going for? Going for that Aghanims build. It's still good. Just it's received so many nerfs over time. I think the cooldown doesn't get reduced as much. You don't get the bonus cast range. Like the cast range is pretty short now, so it's still like a great item. Like you always want to get it on the Weaver. It's just not as good as it used to be.
No, certainly not. We do have a smoke up, but it's going to be a smoke on smoke.
Immediate-
3v.
And Snow, unfortunately, immediately sort of dispels her own smoke by hitting a sentry ward. But yeah, it's alright. Oh.
Oh, the PL. There's the arena again, but this time the spear was not there in time, and Merity, she's going to try and turn with the Night Stalker. Crippling Fear into the kisses, onto the Mars, though Naka is somehow still going. They throw the lance out with the Glimmer Cave. She's still alive. Merity, she'll finally get it down, but now the turnaround's there. Nana has joined the fight. Merity's down. Can they fight from the low ground here for the Radiant?
Double
It
lightning.
doesn't seem too good. I think they need to back out, and they will. The 1-for-1 on both pawns 3s.
The shard coming out from the Phantoms. I was watching that fight. I was like, there's a lot of spears. Oh, the fight's not over.
Ninjen, it's a bit of a warning shot on the turtle. Will charge in from our PO onto Honey Lisa, but again that Shadow Amulet keeping him alive. They turn back around, but they won't get the Fire Blast on the right target. Seems like you are going to need the Mars if you want to deal with this Phantom Lancer. They'll just walk their way out now.
By the way, the Soul Bind is so strong this game. We saw the double Lightning Storm, double Spirit Lance, which with the shard you throw out 4 Spirit Lances. Like, if they can get a good Soul Bind in fights, I think they can win the game. And I love what Grimstroke's going for. She is going for the Aghanim Scepter. She's like, yeah, we're up against a Medusa. Hey, I can just take her illusions for myself. And she's not far from it. Less than 900 gold. Alright, suddenly we have a real game on our hand. And Medusa's also going for Skadi, which means that you get the Skadi illusion.
Oh boy.
Alright, Mike, I think we might see it switch the other way very soon.
I think so. That's a big problem. You can't ignore that Dark Portrait.
Dire are
Snow,
scanning.
she'll just continue focusing on finishing off the Aghanim Scepter. The top lane, or Naja, gonna be fine against the PL. We'll just Sukuchi away, but you can tell the Radiant is getting a lot more confident here as they move in through the top lane and certainly showing signs of life.
Yeah, like we never thought they were out of it, but we were thinking it's starting to close off. But a good Soul Bind, you get the Dark Portrait. And suddenly it feels like you're the one who's 5k ahead, especially with this Medusa being the most farmed. It's like it's not so bad if the Medusa wasn't that farmed, you know, like if the Mars and the Voice Spirit were farmed, but it's Medusa who's funneling all your gold, so her illusions are the ones that are gonna matter.
Absolutely.
Oh well.
There's your Ive Skadi up.
Oh my god. Well, 300 gold away for the Grimstroke. She's also gonna go for the Aether Lance next, just to ensure she gets her spells off. I like that a lot. Are they gonna be smoking on the Dire side here? Yeah, they do have a smoke on the Ogre, Honey Lisa. Yeah, maybe not opting to use it yet though.
Leave it for another day. It's still going to give too much time for this Grimstroke, I think. Snow, not quite there yet for the Ags, but very, very close now, and could be a very problematic scenario. Keep in mind as well, Nana doesn't have that big damage item yet, right? So it's not going to be the easiest team fight for this Deuce any longer. Like, maybe once she has the Daedalus up, she can deal with that Portrait, but before that...
But then you also give the Portrait Daedalus, right? Like it's like
True.
it's like no matter whatever I buy, I'm screwed. You know, everything I buy is good for the enemy side. So a tough one. You're gonna have to rely on Nin to sort of jump in and control the Grimstroke. She is gonna go for the Aghanim. Oh, here we go though. Yeah,
Ben not committing all the way.
and Ninja will have to focus on the Grimstroke, and it's gonna be a tall order though. But it's what's what you have to do.
Naka wasn't in range for the Blink Arena. It's become very hard to try and lock down the PL now with the max doppelganger anyway. You really got to choose when you commit that spear. It seems like the Radiant is happy to keep waiting it out a bit more.
Yeah, I'm actually getting more and more worried for the Dire side here because, I mean, like the PL is farming just as well as the Medusa. And remember, he's a PL. He's not supposed to farm. He's ahead of the Medusa, and not in terms of gold at least, but in terms of levels. And he is at level 20 talent. it's worrisome, you know, that he's farming as well as he
Dire's
is.
bottom tower is under attack.
Immediate smoke out. The Ags is now up. So they want to go for that Ags reveal immediately on this Grimstroke, and obviously they were planning to just try and play around it here in this game 1. Merity, she'll run towards the dire triangle, but the only target there is Naja, and even she's running towards the bot lane to defend that tier 1 tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So it seems like this smoke may amount to really nothing. Because maybe you can still find this Weaver kill. But Merity doesn't have anything like a blink up yet. She pops the dust, but Naja's already up. So she knows very well they were smoked up now, and well, I guess they can still stick around for the bottom tier 1, but that's about all they're going to get.
Radiant are
Oh, by the way, Merity feels like she's fallen off a little bit as well, hasn't she? She had to disassemble the Echo Saber to get the BKB, and now she's kind of got nothing aside from BKB. Gonna go rush the Blink Dagger. I like that. Just jump on the Weaver, or jump on the Void Spirit, bring him down. So I like that pick. Void Spirit has no defensive items at all. This Blink Dagger on Night Stalker could be a very game-winning item.
Still a lot of patience.
It is very tense. You know, no one's fighting, no one's killing. No one wants to be the one who sort of starts a bad fight and loses their lives and the game for their team. We are entering the money zone, so both teams being very careful here.
Yeah, you've got to be. The Ags now up on the Weaver, so Naja has that time lapse on the allies. It's very hard to deal with when you're dealing with a Medusa at the start of things as well. Like you might get through all the mana and HP, but if the time lapse comes in time, it mean nothing.
Yeah, right. It's like you think, hey guys, she's down, she's ready to be killed, and goes back. I mean, she is just one of the best heroes of time lapse in terms of resources because she uses her mana like so efficiently. You know. Well,
Here we go.
It's force.
4-man smoke.
Oh, we might say 5-man, 9-man smoke here. 9-woman.
9-man.
9-woman smoke, my friend. Oh,
Thank you for that. Silence is there. Merity going to go right on the Ogre. They'll be the one to go down immediately from this dire end as Nana has popped the Stone Gaze and will keep going. And now Naka has got the Grimstroke. Snow
There
still
you go.
trying to get the Dark Portrait. Does eventually get it off. It's doing a lot of damage actually to this Medusa as they might need to retreat now. Nana's gone. Oh, you saw how
I
desperate
did.
she was
I
to
lo-
get the Dark Portrait off before she died. And it changes the fight.
They did all they could to get the kill on the good sword, but she still gets up. By the way, it doesn't show how much damage she did. If you look at the fight recap, it only says that she did 68 damage. No, she didn't. She did 1,000,000 damage with that Dark Portal illusion, and that really won them the fight just there.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Very problematic.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is. I mean, it's not enough that Naka was jumped on Cat Chase Naka. It has to be her and then get both have to jump and kill Snow. Like, Snow is basically a core. Like, that's how important it is to bring her down.
Well, they read the Aegis down. Go the way of Shiko on the Lash. And I think if you're the Radiant, you're still happy to keep fighting, or keep farming rather. You're almost at that stage where you've got a Heart of Tarask up on this PL. So you may as well finish that off and become a real problem.
I like our observer when showing us the graph. It's all the arrows are pointing up. You know, it's all up. That's all we want. That's what. If you're a Radiant fan, if you like them, you're like, yes, this is what I want to see. I want all the arrows to just keep going up. Net worth, experience, percent chance to win. It's all good if you are a fan of Surprised Face.
Yeah.
We have to give them
really
a
is
name. You know, I think we can't call them Surprised Face. What the hell is that?
Well, I don't know. I didn't know what to call them. It's just a O.O.
Right?
It's like, well, what can I say? What can I call them?
I don't know. I mean, we have to ask them. You know, like after the game, we're like, girls, can we give you a name? Can we call you something? You know, like we can't call them Surprised Face anymore.
I mean, maybe after they hear this, maybe they'll decide on a new name. You know, on their own accord. We'll see.
Yeah, they'll be like, you know what, girls, maybe we should pick a name. You know, this is something else, something original. Valkyries.
Oh.
Well,
All right.
17 to 18, less than 1,000 gold advantage. Medusa versus PL equal in farm. Shiko pulling out ahead though, but at the same time, Meridi is falling behind. So The position 4s on both teams also very fun. Both of them have an Aghanims, by the way, but it's probably the Grimstroke Aghanims that's the one that actually really matters.
Well, there's a hard Tarask up as well, Automo. The PL now. Over 3k HP pool. Very annoying to deal with. I mean, I guess you could still aim for like a Skadi as well on top of that if you really want, but you start to ask whether they even need it at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like I know PL is doing a lot, but it doesn't feel like PL is the main issue. It's Snow. You know, it's that annoying Grimstroke that they have to be worried about, and she's just look at that. All defensive items. I want to get the Glimmer Cape. I want to get the Aeon Disc. I want to make sure that when they jump me, I don't die, and I love that.
Yeah. There's a Dark Portrait again, just through the mid lane. Clear out the creep wave. It's nice when you have the Ags up, because you could actually farm now. Even better as the Grimstroke, I guess. Is group up here. We might see a 5-man smoke to pop.
And look at that. A few hits on Nana. She loses like 300 HP. That's pretty, like, again, it's just pretty impressive. Here we go. That's the smoke you called. Let's see who are they going to go for. I think that their Dark Portrait might lead a couple of seconds more, but should be ready by the time they engage. Oh, there it is.
Wrap around the long way. No Aegis up this time for either team. Bayless is now available on the Medusa, but again, that might work against them. Because they move it onto the Ogre. The Glimmer Cape will only last so long. Honey Lisa will be the one to go down. Even Naka, though, top lane has been caught by Shiko. The stun is going to land, but she'll go for the BKB TP out. She'll make it.
The Leshrac Shard. Remember when it came out, everyone thought it was garbage? And now it's like... Now it's like pretty damn good, especially if you take that. Did she take the talent, the one that gives you extra radiance? Let's see. Oh yeah, she's got the extra 40 splitter, so it's a huge spell right now. 265.
A race going on between these two as well. I mean, Naja down a bot lane just keeps pushing the tier 3 tower, so looks like she's going to try and force the Radiant team back, but they're not backing off. They're committing all the way. They're not falling for that crap. Soulbind is there on the Medusa. Can they deal with her though? First onto the Void Spirit they go with the Crippling Fear. She can't survive through it. She's going to drop it now. Nana, she's completely out of mana. Even with the Stone Gaze pop, she's in big danger. She's forced to back off. Back towards the fountain she goes. And that'll leave the top lane of Rax completely exposed here. Should go down for free.
Yeah, they don't want to use the Nin's buyback here. They're probably thinking that it's going to be hard no matter what. And oh, Nana again.
Oh boy. Yeah, they need to commit right now. Ninja back into the team fight. Instead, they'll aim down the Mars. Naka's still alive, just taking a lot of damage. In the meantime, Nana is still being chased down by this PL and might just die right in front of the fountain. They get her down. I suppose on the brighter side, Verity does go on the Night Stalker as Ninja does pick her up. You're going to lose Honey Lisa. It's still a great team fight here for the Radiant. And they'll back off the safety now, surely.
Yeah, PL is entering that unkillable stage. You know, the Ana TI, was it TI 8, TI 9? Either way, when you're like, yeah, this hero's, we can't kill him. Like, so we can't, there's no way we can kill her. And the only person who could kill her is the Medusa, but Medusa's so scared to fight, and rightfully so, because you walk in, you give the enemy a huge weapon in your own illusions.
Middle tower is under attack.
I mean, I like what Sleepless Naja was doing, trying to push the bottom lane, but she's just a Weaver, no tower damage.
You gotta try.
Right?
Yeah, I suppose the least.
You know,
you gotta try.
You know what? Who would have been successful with that maneuver? Death Prophet.
True. Very true.
That's why you need the Death Prophet in that situation. Like, hey guys, I push really fast, and well, unfortunately for them, they don't have the Death Prophet. They don't even have a Shadow Shaman. They have a Weaver instead.
Yeah. What can you do? You know, you gotta deal with what you have. Still, they are only one racks down right now, so I mean, the Foxy, they're not out of the game by any stretch yet. It just seems like you've gotten to a point now where you've got to find an answer. Like, what do I do about the Grimstroke, and what do I do about this PL now? Like, at the end of the day, the Grimstroke has to die first.
Yeah.
But the PL is just draining all of Nana's mana. Now he's got an Knife Skadi up.
I mean, yeah, it's like you said, like it has to be the Grimstroke, and it has to be like Void Spirit and the Mars have to be the ones to jump on, because if Medusa tries to kill the Grimstroke, she's gonna get her own illusions to deal with. It's just too tough for her. So, yeah, I mean, Roshan is, I think it expired, right? There's still, it's about, in about a minute we'll find out. So it'll be about a minute to 4 minutes to come back. Oh, Nana.
We go again. Nana. We find for now. Merity, though, has jumped in with the Crippling Fear, and that means they've got the Void Spirit. Oh no, time lapse will buy another chance here for survival. Honey Lisa will be the one to go down. Holbein is committed with the Dark Portrait. That's too much damage. Nana can't handle it. She'll keep trying to stand her ground, but it's not enough. She does end up dropping. And they're on to the Void Spirit once again. No time left to save this time. They get completely wiped in the Dire. And no buyback for Ninja or Nana means probably 2 more lanes of barracks to come.
I mean, that fight just proved it all. Like, they're just happy to throw their bodies, go on anyone. And I kind of wonder, maybe Medusa could have gone Lincoln Sphere just to dodge at least something, but it wouldn't have made any difference in the end. And they're just playing with their food at this point, you know. They're like, yeah, stay in the fountain. Don't come out. If you come out, we'll kill you.
There's your buyback. They've got to commit. This could be the last team fight. This PL's not backing off. She knows how powerful she is right now. Naja gonna be targeted here. They won't be able to catch her.
Good spear.
Mars tries to save the day. Nice spear out, but she's gonna lose all her mana now. Moving back towards the fountain. The Ancient will soon be exposed. And now it is. They're on.
They do.
You've got to fully commit.
Yeah, they want to wait just 10 seconds. Just wait for the Medusa, but they also know they have to fight. It's very tough. Oh,
yeah. Naka trying her best again to delay this game. Now the deuce is up. Maybe they have a chance. Snarka still alive. Spear though not going to be on the mark. So in they go again with the Stone Gaze. Has petrified up the PO. It's still just not enough. It's too much damage flying out, and she just seems unkillable now. She is just unkillable as Nana again once again out of mana. Glimmer caped up, trying to return back home. But they had essentially just fountain farming them. The PO knows. There's just no reason to be afraid, as the Ancient is going down, and that's going to be it. Game 1 to go the way of Surprise Face. And what can you do? I mean, they started off great on the Dire, but it just did not prove to be enough.
I mean, they're not surprised by this result at all. They knew exactly what they were doing. Like, the Foxy Gaming had some really good plays, like keeping Ningen mid against Shiko really went well. They were able to sort of make a good amount of space. Like Simply Snatcher played out of her mind, but it wasn't enough because of the Grimstroke. Snow's itemization just won them the game, honestly. Going for that Aghanim Scepter was so clutch.
Yeah, I mean, we both kind of mentioned it, right? Once we saw you brought it up first, the Aghanim Scepter's coming, and against the Medusa, it's just too much of an issue. And you just saw it every fight. Like, even if it wasn't the Dark Portrait, there's too many things to focus on. Like, how do we catch the PL? How do we take the Dark Portrait out? You don't have anything like a Lion who can just kind of suck the illusion and just get rid of it. It's just great itemization indeed from Snow. And well, that's game 1, Otomo. Luckily for us, again, it is a best of 3, and that was a very close game 1, which does mean game 2 and 3 might be even closer.
I'm trying to see how much damage she did, but unfortunately, despite the spring cleaning, you don't see the Dark Portrait's damage in the scoreboard. So, oh no, wait, she did. You can see the Medusa. She did 3,600. That doesn't seem like a lot, 3,600 damage, but it's quite a decent amount. So well done by Snow, just absolutely crushing it on the Medusa.
Yeah. Well, with that, we are going to head off to a short break. And, of course, right after that break, we'll be back with game number 2 between these lovely teams. We'll see you then.
And we are back with potentially our last game of the day between Surprised Face and Foxy Gaming in this best-of-3 playoff bracket. It's game 2. Game 1 went pretty well for Surprised Face, but who knows? Anything can happen in game 2. I'm Atomo. Joining me is the Phoenix himself. Mike, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Game 1 is super close between these two teams. The first half of the game, you would have thought it was easily going to go the way of Foxy Gaming, but it didn't really go that way at the end. I mean, obviously, the game plan from Surprise Face working out with the Grimstroke. Game 2, though, I'd love to see another close matchup between these two teams, and quite frankly, I would not be surprised if we are going to a third game after this one.
I wouldn't be surprised either. But in fact, let's look at the draft. Let's see what the teams are picking, see what we're working with here. And Sand King. I like that hero quite a lot, I must say. Glad to see this hero being picked. For Foxy Gaming side, they take the Pangolin and the Grimstroke. Feels like the Grimstroke, a bit of a respect pick. Also really good to have against the Pangos. They're like, well, we don't want to be countered. Let's just take it for ourselves.
But you've got Bane now. So you
Back.
tanked the Grimstroke, but you left Bane, and I guess it's another great way of just cancelling Rolling Thunder, you know?
Yeah, right. It's like he's rolling. He's gonna, stun 15 people in a row, and Bane's like, no, 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 no.
Radiant
Let's
team
not do
back.
that. And looks like they ban out the Medusa. Surprise face saying we can't take it. Not after what we did with it against it last game with the Grimstroke, and we can't let you have it because you guys were doing actually a pretty good job. So they ban out the hero. Meanwhile, Foxy Gaming they ban out the
10
Bloodseeker, a
seconds
hero
remaining.
that is. Seems to be in a pretty bad spot in terms of the
5
meta, though.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think it's purely
Dire
just
team
against the
back.
Pango, right? Like, so you have another way of just stopping him, and I think the Bane's already
Radiant
enough. I
team
don't think they
back.
would have been able to particularly fit a Bloodseeker into the draft of the surprise face team, but I guess you cross all the boxes. Make sure nothing else comes out against this Pangolier. I wonder if they assume on Foxy Gaming that the Pango is going to be such a winning condition that they just really don't
10
want it to be
seconds
locked down.
remaining.
Uh, Maybe it will be. I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
5
Another thing is that you
seconds
don't often
remaining.
see Bloodseeker as a carry or a mid. It's more of an offlane. There's still a Sand King being taken by Surprise Face. But yeah, like you said, they really care about
Dire
Pango. They're
team
like, we
back.
do not want Pango to be countered. So Bane's too much. Might as well get rid of the Bloodseeker as well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
fair.
I want to shout out to our partners in case this is the last game, Yahoo as well as Intel for making this tournament possible. It's a $1,000 prize pool for an all-women
10
tournament.
seconds remaining.
We already had the group stage, 14 teams. So now we're in the
5
top
seconds
8 who
remaining.
advance to the playoffs. It's best of 3 all the way. You win this game, you're in the money, which me and Mike are big fans of. We do like the money, don't we, Mike?
Oh, of course we do, Ottomo. That's why we're here, Ottomo. We love our money, but again, at the end of the day, shout out to them. But it's all about winning between these two teams. That's what all that matters, Ottomo. I mean, you and I know this, right? It's the
I'm
feeling of winning and destroying your enemy.
I'm only here because I love Dota and appreciate talking about it. I don't know what money you're talking about, good sir. I only here out of love for the craft, my friend.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess I'll go with you on that one. Final bans are out. Leshrak is there from Foxy Gaming. Let's see where they head, though. I mean, nice little respect ban against Shiko. That's fair enough.
Radiant team
Foxy into the Abaddon.
All
Wow.
right. Pretty good against the Fiend's Grip with to have. And just an overall solid hero against the Sand King during the laning stage. Like, is okay. I kind of like Abaddon. I don't like the new shard. I think the new shard is kind of garbage
10
compared to the
seconds
old one.
remaining.
I believe
Radiant
it's
team
you
back.
add your attack damage to the Mist Coil, and the base slow of Curse of Avernus is increased by 10%, which again feels garbage compared to 1 second cooldown reduction on his base spells, as well as the shard application. Sorry, the Curse of Avernus application with the shields pop.
10
So
seconds
I missed the old
remaining.
one. Am I wrong, Mike? Am I mistaken here?
5 seconds
Nah, I'm
remaining.
with you on that one. I remember how great that old shards was,
Dire
and that was the
team
time when Abaddon went for the Holy Locker build, right?
Yes.
You just spammed non-stop. Nobody was gonna die if Abaddon had shards with the Holy Locket. Still, I mean, there is one way to deal with the Abaddon. I suppose Ancient Apparition is the way that
Ooh.
Surprise Face want to go, and yeah, I mean, I like it, right? Because you have Chrono,
10 seconds
you have Ice
remaining.
Blast. You've got Burrow Strike and Bane to set up for the Ice Blast, so it's a
5
very
seconds
easy
remaining.
game for AA to just hit that ulti, and against Abaddon, again, you just nullify all the healing.
Yeah, it's very impressive actually what Surprised Face have right now. A lot of it does rely on landing a good chrono, which I don't think is going to be that big of a problem. Like the heroes you're up against aren't too scary. It's not like a storm that's going to come out of nowhere and give you an orchid you or something like that. So one good chrono, and I think that's it. Game's over. Like you lose the team fight, you lose 2 or 3 people, and then you have to reset. On the other hand, Foxy Gaming's downtime is pretty low. Like they're almost non-stop fighting lineup right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Foxy, we'll see what they follow up with now. And another thing we didn't really talk about as well is, I guess, with all the emphasis on this Pangolier, I guess Void Chrono
Radiant
actually does
team
hold you
back.
down through the Rolling Thunder as
Red
well.
team
So,
backs.
even though I'm sure that's not what they picked the Void for, it is still another way to lock him down as they go for the Venge now. And I believe that has to be a core Venge.
Unless it's some sort of weird
Radiant team
off-lane
back.
Abaddon, mid Pango, then you can have the support veg with the support Grimstruck, something like that. I have been seeing people saying that because of the shard changes, Abaddon and Omnight are now more viable as cores. Especially like Omnight, he has a nice, offensive spell. The Heavenly Grace is just so much better. Abaddon, his shard is clearly a lot more offensive than it used to be.
5 seconds.
What do you think? Do you think these guys can be core heroes, or should they be supports and like stick to their role?
I don't like I in particular, I'm not a big fan of like Venge Core, even though we've seen it so much. Like, I feel like it's not good anymore. Like, you still rush Ags, and the shard build up now is there and whatever, but I don't know, it always feels meh to me. Even Abaddon Core just feels pretty meh most of the time. Like, you have that one game where it'll do amazing, but then like 99% of games, it just feels like it just falls flat every time.
I love the way you describe it as meh, because that's one of my favorite words. Like sometimes you go out for a meal at a restaurant and the food's like, how is it? You're like, meh, I'm hungry, so I ate it. It was there.
Yeah.
I ate it because it was there. I wouldn't order it again. It's meh. And I know exactly what you mean about some of these heroes being cores. Like, yeah, it works in a game and then fails in 5 games. How do you feel? Man, I don't know. It's there. And there you go, Queen of Pain. Look at the damage coming out from Surprised Face. Sand King,
I like it.
Stun, Ancient Apparition Ultimate, Sonic Wave. Like, woof, that is damage right there. That's team fight galore.
Which is something that Foxy Gaming, in my opinion, are kind of lacking right now. Like, where's the damage?
5 seconds.
I mean, it's like just their team fight is Pangolier roll. It's like, let's get a good Pango roll, and that's it. Maybe Grimstruck Ultimate could work, but it's tough. Foxy Gaming, this last pick kind of has to blow our mind, to be honest with you. Juggernaut? I don't know. Maybe a Slark? Maybe a Slark could be okay if you can get the shard to save your allies, but that's so far ahead in the game that you have to, until you can get it. I don't know here. I'm scratching my. I don't even know what Foxy Gaming what roles they've already covered.
I feel like they just need to pause one here for Foxy and get it over and done with. But it's like, what do you pick? It's a tough one. They'll go for the DK. Okay. Oh. Is this pause 1 Venge now?
Yes.
I think it is.
Yeah, Nana was okay. Okay. The swap is pretty good when people are calling Chrono, because you do get a damage reduction, so you could swap an ally out and still survive. It is going to be the 5 Abaddon, the 4 Grimstroke, the 3 Pango. Okay, so the crazy thing is the Vengeful Spirit carry. That is interesting. On the other side, they do have position 4 Ancient Apparition. I was reading this thing about which heroes has a better shard than an Aghanim Scepter, and I feel like AA is number 1 on that list. The shard is so good, and as a position 4, you're definitely going to be able to get it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like pause 1 Venge. That's my thing. I just don't like it at all. I don't know what to say. I feel like they've been completely outdrafted here on Foxy. Do you agree?
I do. I look at the team fight from one team and I'm like, oh my god, that is incredible team fight. You look at the other side, you're like, yeah, you guys got some team fight, you got something, but I just cannot imagine how you're gonna handle it. Like, you got what? Dragon Knight and Abaddon against AA, that doesn't matter. You've got Faceless Void along with Sand King and Queen of Pain. That's insane damage. You got Bane against Pangolier. Like, I just don't see. I'm with you completely. Like, I just don't see where's your big win condition.
Yeah. Well, let's wait and see, I suppose. I mean, Foxy, again, in our minds at least, seems like they've kind of been outdrafted here, but we'll see what happens. You never know. Never know what they've got up their sleeves. Still, this Radiant team looking very, very strong going into this game number 2. Obviously looking to pull off the 2-0 victory if they can. We'll find out very soon how all of it pans out. So they might just be a bit of a cheeky fight over the bounty runes level 1.
My eyes are going to be on Naka on this Pangolier. Like I feel like a lot of the game has been about picking and banning heroes that are good against the Pangolier. You know, like the Bane, the Void Spirit, the Faceless Void, even the Queen of Pain. When you use the ultimate on the Pango as he's rolling, you just push him away. You know, like you don't care. Like, you know, like she yells at him and he gets scared. So it's all Naka. That's all I care about this game.
Yeah. I guess that's why it was so important they protected that Pango pick in the drafting phase, as Naka now with the Inkswell might be able to get some damage off and does land a stun. Bit of a fight to go on, but this Void cannot really fight back, I don't think, without the bash. She's still trying. Eventually will back. Naja will continue the chase, hoping for perhaps a first blood, but won't be able to continue, I'm sure, as Naja is going to have to leave it at that. And that should be a very early salve forced out here from the Radiant side, as Snow will hand it over straight away. But I suppose on the other end of things, you still did dish out quite a bit of damage on Naka as well. So it kind of goes both ways. Yeah,
Naka does not have a salve, and she's not really on the HP level that you want to be. So she's just like, oh, I can't actually do anything. I have to stay far. Nadia also does not have any regen. She rushed straight boots, and that's it. No regen. There might be a salve on the way, though. And it is a salve. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. That's what you need.
Needs to be.
But look,
still, we'll have a look. Yeah.
Look at how much CS the Faceless Void got. Perfect CS, like, and nothing on the Pangolier. Like, this is a big deal that she was forced out of the lane like this.
Oh, absolutely. And you're gonna hit that level 2 mark earlier if you are the Void now. And once you've got that bash up, you can really just start dominating the lane. But before that happens, we probably should have a look at the other lanes as well. Because mid lane, Shiko and Ninja against each other. I suppose this is going to be the most boring lane, right? The Quap versus DK. Not too much to talk about here.
Right? I mean, like, it's like, all right, you hit me, I heal. I can't hit you, but it doesn't matter. I watched this, I'm thinking, maybe we should discuss the anime. We'd be like, what anime powers do you think Dragon Knight should get?
I always thought he should get that weird melee form he has in the anime. You know, the one where he's like half dragon, like the hybrid.
Oh yeah,
that never happened.
That was pretty cool, right? Like it might actually make him something. Like that would be pretty cool. Like as you put points in Dragon Blood, he turns more dragonish. You know, that would be pretty nice.
I thought they would do that for like the shard upgrade, but they ended up doing this fireball thing, which obviously has worked out very well, but. I don't know, I thought they might pay tribute to the anime. They didn't end up doing it, which is a bit sad.
To be fair, they do give him that persona, the anime persona. That's something, right?
True.
But True. I wish that Dragon Blood, like there used to be this thing where when you put points in certain spells, they would be like upgrade all the spells. Like Death Prophet had the passive that would upgrade all her spells. Ogre's ultimate used to upgrade all his spells as well. But they've been phasing these out, so sad.
Yeah.
I would like if Dragon Blood made him more dragon-like.
That would be nice.
Top lane, though.
Of course. Yeah, Honey Lisa getting very low there. Nana copping a stun now. That's a lot of damage, and it's problem with the Pos 1 Venge is you get caught very easily. That'll be first blood to go the way of Merity. And I don't know, she doesn't even go for the Sandstorm points. She goes straight into the Caustic, and against a carry like Venge, it kind of works.
Yeah, Venge's attack range is, what, 400? Which it's still range, but it's one of those things where it's like range with, you know, quotation marks. Like, yeah, she's a ranged hero. Like, sure she is. And of course, Honey Lisa can't go close at all because, like I said, Caustic Finale is a nightmare. And,
that it is.
And by the way, if Nana falls in the laning stage, the game's over. Like, Venge is not a hero that can farm. Like, as a carry, she has to snowball during the laning stage.
Bottom lane. Bit of an attempt here on the Void. Now Naka's in trouble. They had that time dilation going, though Naja will tank with the Inkswell and is going to be able to save Naka's life. But even though Naka has found a lot more farm considering the start of this game, it's still not really slowing down the Void at all, which may be a pretty concerning sign, because you're going to get to that point where you have the Mask of Madness or the Maelstrom, and then you're just not going to be able to slow the Void down whatsoever.
Yeah, and Void in general is just like you show up to a team fight, you throw a good chrono, you help everyone else land the fight. Like you've done a huge amount. Like you don't have to be fighting all the time. Just show up with the chrono, and that's huge impact. So it's a good hero. I've always been a big fan of the Faceless Void.
Yeah.
Have
It's,
you have you ever dabbled as a carry, Mike? You're like, all right, I'm gonna play carry now, help my team. Then you pick Faceless Void, you chrono, three of your allies blink into it, and you're like, all right.
I think it's safe to say everyone's had that experience before. Yeah, I've definitely had it, Ottomo. Let me tell you, when you're playing in a Southeast Asian server, they do not let you forget that happened. Your team will remind you every second of that game that you did that.
Like guys, it wasn't my fault, you know. I mean, you couldn't all see it. I don't. I used to play Faceless Void around the time that Phoenix was popular, and every time I use a chrono, an idiot Phoenix jumps into it like it's a light bulb or something. I'm like, dude, could you press R before you reach the chrono? It's like, nah. I gotta go right at the edge.
Maybe just being closer means more damage. Did you think of that, Ottomo?
I know, but by the way, that used to be how I played Phoenix as well. I'd always egg right next to an enemy, and then they'd break them. I'm like, why do they do that? Why is Ursa breaking my egg? I thought he'd run away.
The good old days when we had no idea what we were doing. Those were the fun times.
That was
When you're
last
just
week.
ignorant. Oh, goodness me. Still 1-0. Only one kill so far, though. As I say that, bot lane, Naka gonna move in onto Snow and might just have him. Naja able to secure that kill with the Inkswell damage. There will be a bit of trading going on here between the Void and the Pango, but with the disarm, she is going to be forced to back off. They do get themselves a nice kill on the board.
Yeah, it's a very good combination here. The Grimstroke as well as the Pangolier. Like you get so much damage, you have a lot of nice slow, and oh Shiko!
Oh, Shiko gonna drop
Radiant's
Ninja
middle
and
tower is under
able
attack.
able to set up the kill there on the Dragon Knight, and suddenly you're onto that tier 1 mid tower.
By the way, that dragon form, I look at it and I'm like, oh, that must be the level 18 Dragon Knight. I'm like, no, it's not. It's level. It's a weird looking dragon.
I like it.
I
It
mean,
is certainly
Radiant's middle tower
you don't
is
see it
under
very
attack.
often, that's for sure.
I like it too, but but like cosmetics are so confusing sometimes. Like I have no idea who this hero is.
I'll tell you about. I had a Reddit comment complaining about me early, like a week ago or something, and they said I miscalled a spell, and it's like, dude, there's so many different animations now. You know, I can't tell anymore.
There's one of my favorite is there's an Oracle ultimate spell or something that looks exactly like Bounty Hunter's track. You know, it has like a bit of a
Yeah.
goal. Yeah, every time I'm like, is there an Oracle in the game? How the hell is this possible?
Oh, it's hard. We're getting old. That's the problem, Ottomo.
We're
We're getting
not-
way too old.
We're not getting old. Well, we're not getting younger, but still. And then, in the meantime, though, Honey Lisa, she's having a really tough time in this lane. This top lane is going very well for surprised face here. 41 CS for Meredy. 32 is not bad for Nana though, but again, she really has to do better to sort of justify this eventual split pick.
I'm loving what Ninja's doing though. Mid lane on this Dragon Knight, just continuously forcing in, but is going to force some rotations now. Turtle is going to be able to land a Nightmare. You don't have Ice Blast up yet, so Ninja's still going to be just fine as Shiko continues chasing, but they'll force even more rotations out as a complete clusterfuck in this mid lane. Barrow is not going to land either, so Melody now out of position. May just drop, but no, she gets stuck. Big Sonic Wave from Shiko. They might still be able to clean up. They've got the Abaddon, and now they've got Ninja. She will eventually die. Fully. And Shiko does get her. Now Naja looking to turn with that silence. There's no blink available right now, so Shiko's in big trouble. Instead, Turtle still going onto Naja. Still the magic missile does land, but the blink away. It's there in time, and Shiko, she's on the high ground. Oh, she was a bit too short in range. Meanwhile, Turtle does at least kill off the Grimstroke, but it will cost her own life.
What the
What a
hell?
weird team fight.
What the hell was that? What happened? There's like every single person except Faceless Void showed up. That was a huge fight. How many? Okay, 3 dies from each side. It looks like it does favor the Dire just a little bit, just because they only lost supports as well as Ninja. So interesting, but there was no Faceless Void, there was no Ice Blast, there was no Epicenter, so Surprise Face not fighting at full power, you could say.
We'll have a good time here for either team. You know, we doubted the draft a lot here from this Dire side, but they are keeping up quite nicely.
Oh, and
I'm up those stacks.
check out the Vengeful Spirit item build. She's got the Power Treads, the Magic Stick, Almost Magic Wand, 2 Wraith Bands, which I love. Absolutely think that's a fantastic item build for her. And then she's going to go straight to the Aghanim Scepter. All that burst damage that we talked about, if you do come back to life with it, with the Aghanim Scepter, then you can still have a pretty big impact in the game.
Oh, certainly so. Nada. I mean, props to her. She's kept up very well with this Void. Mind you, don't have any kind of farming item yet on this Void, as they did go for the Orb of Corrosion, but she's done a pretty damn good job of just keeping up in net worth and staying ahead. Now Naka going to move in onto the Void we just spoke about. Chrono is available, but instead they're going to go after the AA into the backside. They've got one. Chrono is still there, and she will commit immediately onto the Pangolier. Naja going to try and help out.
Oh,
The Epicenter and the Burrow Strike and the Bash was there. Nana though still surviving, but Naka should eventually surely go down, and she does. They even found Honey Lisa. They find a third.
oh, the
Not quite.
Has been killed.
amazing Apothic Shield coming out from Honey Lisa to keep the Pangolier going, but it was not enough. Sleepless Naja losing another charge from the Infused Raindrop, but that might be all she loses in this fight. And yeah, Meredy is relying like, yeah, this is too risky, but however, Ice Blast is gonna miss. Meredy might be losing her life. That jump was a bit too aggressive for her. Meredy still...
Oh, it's still very, very aggressive. Naja now moving in onto the Void, may pick up a kill and does. Oh, it's a mess down at the bot lane. Just too many rotations being committed. And they end up paying a heavier cost. In fact, Meredy, she's not out of danger
They
yet.
scan.
She's been scanned.
Yeah, they know. And she doesn't have a Blink Dagger, she doesn't have a TP scroll. They're like, yeah, we know you're here. We don't know how to get to you, but we know you're around here somewhere. They
Still
think...
checking.
Yeah, they think she went a lot further than she
Dire's
did.
middle tower is under
And
attack.
Honey Lisa, oh, she's wise to it though. Oh,
No Quelling Blade though.
that's when you really hate being a sport. You're like, do I have to really use 2-3 tangos to chew my way through to you?
And Meredy, yeah, she'll just sit still, and problem is she's got no TP.
Radiant's
So she's
bottom
literally
tower
stuck there.
is under attack.
That's a problem.
That she'll get out of there with a couple of burrow strikes. She'll just burrow her way out of there. But yeah, they are going to be losing this tower. And surprisingly, we are seeing the Dire take really good fights, which
Are fortified.
I didn't think was going to happen. You know, like it was like Radiant's draft is just so much better that category.
Certainly was, at least for us, but things going very well right now. This Dire side is closer and closer. Nana gets that Aghanim Scepter and the shards, and that's when things start to get a lot scarier here for Foxy Gamers or Gaming.
Foxy Gamers.
Well, what are you gonna do? You know,
Yeah, I'm gonna make a slip.
Names are hard.
Yeah, it happens. Check out. I love how the EXP and Gold have decided to sort of have a breakup. You know, they're like, I'm going this way, you're going that way. I don't care. EXP favoring the Radiant side, but Gold going all the way to the Dire. It's a bit scary though. Like once Nana gets this Aghanims, like you're saying, she can non-stop fighting, and this does feel like one of the most fight-heavy patches we've had in a long time.
Dire's top tower.
here we go onto the Void again. Naka, forcing out the Chrono. That seems like a pretty nice kind of trade. As Naka never even got the Rolling Thunder out, and now they smoke up. Maybe they can still force a fight. They know Chrono's down.
Yeah.
Won't initiate though.
Yeah, I mean, even though Chrono's down, they still Ice Blast, Epicenter, and Sonic Wave. It's like Chrono might be the most important ultimate in the game, but you can still take fights without it.
They may. Top lane now.
Well, let's look at some of the items, see what we're working. Queen of Pain, she's going for the Kaya, just wants more damage. I'm not sure why, is Null Talisman even worth it at this point with the... Like, it doesn't feel like it does as much as it used to, or am I wrong?
Dire's
Now that it
top
doesn't give
tower
you any
is under
bonus
attack.
magic damage.
I guess you're right. I mean, you know, mana cost reduction, it's still a decent, decent thing. Who knows?
Structures are
I guess you're right. Snow is going for Hand of Midas on the AA. I guess I like it. I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, I get. What else do you really buy at AA, right? You're not a sort of frontline support with Force Staff and Glimmer Cape. You want to stay very far behind. So maybe Midas isn't so bad.
Yeah. It's one of the, you see it, you know, once in a while, and it makes enough sense. Like, she's going to be able to keep scaling. She probably knows she's not going to be able to get a lot of XP out of these team fights, being how far away she'll be. So, you know, Midas is good enough. What else are you going to buy? So, this Void being targeted again. Jump in is there. Dragon Tail will land into the Ink Swarm. Now with the Rolling Thunder. It's another successful gank from the Surprise Face girls. So, they might be able to move into the tier 2 for a bit.
Yeah, that was like the way they timed every stun was really good. So beautiful play by Foxy Gaming here. What do they have? Dragon Knight. Just finished the Blink Dagger. Nothing queued up. Nana. No, still some distance away from that. Items up to 1,100 gold. Pangolier is going to go for Blink Dagger herself, about 100 gold away. Abaddon. Glimmer Cape. Just a bit of extra magic resistance. Maybe it helps you against the Ice Blast. And Grimstroke is going for the Shard. Big fan of the Shard, but not much benefit of the healing in this game.
Certainly not. Radiant. Foxy. Still just happy with the way the game is going. Naka's been spotted out bot lane. Chico's going to try and go for a chase, but they have not been able to catch this Pango very effectively. So Naka's going to be fine once again. Hold on to that net worth lead for now.
I don't know. I'm very surprised by how well Foxy Gaming has been playing this. They have a harder draft to execute than Game 1, in my opinion, but they're doing a really good job with it. Like, you know, Vengeful Spirit carry is not easy to use, and now just made it look very, very strong.
That she has.
The Uragi.
Oh god.
Well, yep, we do have a smoke, but again, no Faceless Void, just letting him farm. What's he going for, actually? Is he going for a BKB? No, he's going for a Maelstrom, so wants to accelerate his farm as much as possible. Feels like he'll need a BKB at some point, though.
Mid lane is where they're going to try and bait a fight. Ninja's in. Epicenter going to be channeled here by Merity, and they've got so much damage. Still, Aquatic Shield was there, but it won't matter. Shiko able to finish off both. Naka is out with the Rolling Thunder, but she gets stuck for a second. And everyone looks to be making it out. Maybe they get the Sand King, maybe not though. A big team fight in this mid lane and a nice setup with the bait.
How did Lisa die without activating the ultimate? Was she, was the ice one? Oh, Chrono on the
Chrono
edge.
now. They found the Pos 1 Venge as well. Shiko will jump in for the follow-up damage. Inkspell's not going to land on anybody, as now they can truly move in. Shiko, though, she may have gone too far, or maybe not. She'll blink away. They've got the Venge down, and they can go for more now. Onto Nanda, they've got the Grimstroke controlled up, and that'll be a double kill for our Void, as even the Pango now is in trouble. Naka, she'll try to swashbuckle away. The Void still looking for a way back into the fight, but has no spells to throw out. He's going to leave it be at that. And it's another successful team fight now.
Yeah, this one was a big one though. Like, they gave nothing away. They got all the core kills they wanted. Pangolier was the only one they didn't bring down, but they got so much. T1 Tower is still standing, so at least that's something. But I thought they actually kind of busted the fight when it began, because they used 4 ultimates on who was it again? The Dragon Knight. But then they were able to just keep fighting. Numerical advantage is a big thing.
It certainly is. Slowly but surely. This Void is starting to catch up now, second in net worth, and again, she hasn't even had the Maelstrom up this whole time, you know? She hasn't even got the farming tool yet. And Nana almost hit the axe, but you start to wonder, like, is the Venge slowly dropping off now?
To be fair, she hasn't actually hit the power spike yet, right? Like, she hasn't gotten the Aghanims. I think once you get the Aghanims, then we'll be like, okay, you know, is this a good peak? Is this a huge power spike? Or is it going to be like, oh, you know, she gets the Aghanims, she just dies twice and gets nothing for her team. So we'll find out really soon just the value of this Aghanim Scepter. Then we can start flaming. Before that, we keep it professional, Mike.
Oh, she's done a great job for now. You know,
for sure.
I just don't believe in Venge Pos 1. It's nothing against Nana herself.
I have the
You know?
same feelings towards Enchantress position 5. Yet you disagree.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
No, don't say that.
No, you know that's how I feel, Mike. You know it.
Yo, you haven't seen my Enchantress 5 yet. That's the problem.
Ah, yes.
Once you see mine, you'll change your mind.
007, 0 kills, 0 assists, and 7 deaths. Alright.
Mid lane. Big smoke's up. Smoke on smoke situation.
Ooh.
Ana would go for a swap out onto the AA, but misses out. In fact, Ninja's trying to move in, barely landing the stun. In the meantime, Rolling Thunder was popped out, but it's amounted to nothing. Nobody's dead yet. And now the Void's coming to join in this team fight as a Sonic Wave. Shiko finds Naja. And now the team fight truly begins as they try to deal with the quad, but she has the blink back up. In the backside, Nana has been caught again. Fiend Trip, though, is cancelled, but it won't matter. Nana's in the middle of nowhere right now, and she will drop, at least for the first life.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be that hard to take out the second either. But they'll go ahead and deal with it. In fact, they may have even found an Abaddon as the cherry on top. Honey Lisa has no borrowed time, is going to go down, and they'll chase for even more. Naka, she's in big danger. She'll go down to the Ice Blast. Meanwhile, Nightmare going to buy time for Shiko, but no, the Fireball has enough damage. Still a great fight. Out for Surprise Face, as they can go after the Tier 1 mid tower.
And still, they have the Chronosphere, by the way, not used. Turtle saying my bad, but it was really the best chance they had of keeping the Queen of Pain alive with that Nightmare, so what can you do? Queen of Pain might have been able to get the Essence Ring off, but I think it was probably on cooldown anyway, so it doesn't really matter, you know? At the end of the day, Surprise Face take a huge fight, losing only the Queen of Pain, and like, I feel like this is going to be the script for the rest of the game, you know? They're going to group up when they have 3 or 4 ultimates, take a good fight, and what's Foxy Gaming going to do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Is the answer.
You know, they're going to do nothing
Absolutely
about it.
Nothing.
You know? That's what is war good for, right?
Nothing.
There you go. We can't have these sort of jokes with younger people, by the way.
No, we can't. Not you and I. I mean, what do they do now, though? Like, I mean, is there a decent way to try and get back the control of this game for Foxy Gaming?
I'll be honest, if they get the shard on Nana and they get a good soul bind, the quad magic missile is a lot. You know, it's like 750 damage per missile. That's a big deal. So I think that's going to be a big part of their power spikes to get that shard. We'll see. Sorry, 720 total. Oh, Sheikah top lane.
Yeah, top and bot lane. Things going all across the map. Shiko does survive, but I can't say the same for Naka. On the Pango again, so important for the team, but does end up dropping. And
Dire's middle tower is under
this
attack.
game's looking tougher and tougher as time goes on now. For Foxy Gaming, that is. So they are still looking for a way back into this game, but I'm personally looking for a way back into this game for Foxy Gaming. It's a tough one.
It's not so bad. They do have the Aether Lens on the Grimstroke, so should be able to get a good soul bind off. And like I said, it all comes down to the double magic missile. I feel like I've harped on about it a few times, but that's just how much of a big deal. Like when you pick Vengeful Spirit, Aghanims and Shards are what you talk about. That's what they really are going for. Because otherwise, she's just 3,000 gold behind the enemy carry with no real hope of ever catching up. Hey, AA's got the Hand of Midas finished. That's good for her.
Beautiful. You love to see it.
Love it. By the way, what do you think of the AA level 10 talents? 8% spell amp or 200 chilling touch attack range? Which one do you think is better?
I imagine the spell amp, right? Like, is that not the case?
I'm not saying, I don't think there's a case. Like, I think both are good. I'm just wondering what you fall into is basically.
Right. I mean, I'm tempted. You know, I'd be tempted to go for the plus 200 if I'm feeling a little bit cheeky. You know, why not? But I'm pretty sure spell amp's the way to go. I think both are good. Personally, I like the chilling touch attack range because you can attack with an extra 440 attack range, which is pretty good, right? Like you're attacking over 1,000. Oh, here we go. The Void has been caught, but gets a BKB off in time. And now the Ice Blast. Oh, it does not connect. So maybe you can't kill this DK. Swap out as well. This is looking like a really bad fight, but a big Sonic Wave in the epicenter. Verity's there. They still get a double stun off on the Void, and she will eventually drop, but can they clean up? They're trying to focus down Ninja, but instead it's onto Nana now. It looks like they'll get her for the second time. At least they do drop snow on the AA, however. You've got to be worried about this squad who's cleaning up. Naka may just drop eventually, but no. They do protect, and it seems like this team fight will be won by the Foxy gaming crew.
By the way, Nana did a lot of what I thought she should be doing. She swapped to whoever was caught in the Chronosphere. I think it was Dragon Knight, which means that they both had, I think, 40% damage reduction. Great Soulbind coming out, so they were able to get the double stun, and it's just it was like the perfect fight for them. Really, they get 3 good kills. They'll have to get a few of that going to sort of claw their way back into the game, but that is sort of on the road to victory for them.
Yeah. Well, the Ice Blast initially missing onto the DK kind of hurt them as well, I think.
Oh yeah,
not
right.
quite what they wanted.
Yeah, that's always a big problem when you have those giant team fight lineups. Is that that's why all these ultimates are great, but they actually have to land. And if one of two of them don't land due to miscommunication, suddenly your looks a little bit weak.
Certainly does.
Bane is going to go for the Blink Dagger. Also has the Aether Lance herself. So I like that. Bane, I haven't really felt the impact of Bane too much this game, though. It's been a bit of a tough one for her.
Yeah, I mean, every time we see the Fiend's Grip, you see the immediate aphotic shoot, and yeah, it's as a man myself, Automo, I hate Abaddon.
Yes.
I can't stand it.
You can't do
Worst.
anything to him. You can't do anything to anyone around him. It's just like, oh god.
That's the worst.
This is a perfect time for.
Yeah, Turtle's gonna drop, and they can't fight back.
Admit it, that made you happy to see the Bane die.
It certainly did not. Oh, poor Bane.
But yeah, actually that was a really good time to take a fight because, like you said, the Chronosphere was down, and Ice Blast is also down. Ice Blast's cooldown took a big hit. I remember it was 40 seconds at all levels. That was good times. Now it's like 60, 50, 40. Just a huge nerf to work for the hero.
We go, Roshan. Under siege now. You've got to try and contest, and you do have Merity who can jump in with a Sandstorm and a double Burrow Strike. Even popping the BKB into the epicenter now. Ninja just trying to move her way out. Not taking way too much damage anyway. But in the backside now, Honey Lise has been targeted. But who's the real target? Who do you go for?
Oh,
There's
Merity's
just Sonic
down.
Wave being committed, but Merity's gone. They haven't fully committed to the fight.
They have Chrono.
Nana? I mean, you have Chrono up. Nana, though, has been targeted, so you don't want this swap target to be down. It never really gets done.
All the BKBs are down on the Radiant side. This makes it very awkward to start the fight here. But they also don't have the Pango Roll or the Soulbind, so it's a Mexican standoff.
Roshan is started again, though. The Radiant will jump in, and now it's kind of goes the other way. Foxy Gaming, they've got to scout this out, but do they not know? Do they really not know?
Oh my.
Oh!
Okay.
They did not scout with Wave of Terror.
They have a scan, they have Wave of Terror, like you said.
Dire's bottom tower
That
is under
was
attack.
interesting that they just sort of. I mean, they were just there themselves, you know. They're like they must have thought, hey guys, maybe they're taking it.
Dire's bottom
What can you do?
tower is
So
under
sometimes you just assume they just left the building, and that was not the case this time. So Foxy Gaming losing out on a pretty big objective. And, it seemed like they were on their way back into this game number 2, but after you give the Aegis away like that for free, you start to get very worried again for Foxy's. Well, now this Void's got a double life, and she's got plenty more time to just keep that farm going.
To be fair, they did force a buyback out of Merity. That is a big deal. So, at least if you kill the Sand King, you should probably be down for like 80 seconds, which means that you can take 2 team fights in a row if you can kill her in the first one. Well, Sand King is going to go for the Aghanim Scepter. I like that.
It's a nice one.
It is, right? It's like it's like what, extra 500 range or something on the Burrow Strike, or is it double the range? I'm not quite sure, but either way, it feels really good.
Yeah, it's about double, I think. Yeah, it's exactly double the range. So, it does feel really, really nice once you do have it up. Surprised they didn't actually go for the shards on the Sand King, though, which is something that we have been seeing a lot of recently. The shards that was complete garbage at the start, but with a few tweaks, suddenly it's a thing now.
is under attack.
Did it actually? Was it tweaked in any way? I feel like it stayed exactly the same.
Is it?
I mean, I don't know. That's the thing. I'm wondering. Like, did it? People, as all of a sudden, people were like, "Yeah, this is a pretty good shard." Like just like Flesh Track, it wasn't tweaked in any way. People were just like, "It's a good shard now,"
Right. I might be wrong. I was completely caught off guard when people actually started taking it.
Yeah, because I remember BSJ was like, if you have it and you walk into a fog of war, people see you. It was like people can still see you when you use it. So people thought, oh yeah, it's bad because it reveals my position. But then after all, people were like, oh, it's actually good.
There you go. It's one of those things.
People have very mixed emotions in Dota. Today it's good, tomorrow it's bad. What happened? I don't know, but I changed my mind completely.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Not really changing right now, though. Is 7k net worth advantage here to the Radiant. They hold the net worth lead and continue to grow it. Again, with this kind of draft for Foxy Gaming, while it has worked out for them so far, they've got to be careful not to fall too far behind. Like, you've got Shiko, who's already hidden like a truck, and the same can be said for the Void, who is just constantly getting bigger and bigger. Now with the SNY up, onto the tier 2 top tower, they might force a rotation and a defense out from this Dire side, but it might not be something they really want. I mean, they've got to be fighting into the Aegis of the Void.
By the way, for the record, Ancient Apparition does have the shard available, and she did go for the 8% spell arm, so she at least agrees with you. Oh, top lane!
And Ninja's there. Nightmare, though, will buy some time for the Void to try and make a play, though they will get the Aegis down. They've got Chrono, Fiend Rip out from Turtle, that'll be cancelled off. Ice Blast, it only lands with the Honey Lisa, and now with the Epicenter, it's not doing too much yet. The Void, though, is still happy to just keep fighting as Nana goes down for the first life, and now the Chrono has been committed on 2. That'll be your DK gone. Onto the Abaddon they go. Borrowed time already expended, and they are cleaning up from both ends. That'll be a full team wipe. And now onto the high ground.
They killed Snow and got the Aegis, Mike. I don't know how we're gonna find the good news here. It looked pretty good at the start of the fight, being able to get down the oh, there you go, Nana. There's the illusion gone as well. They don't lose any barracks, at least not yet, but it has been an expensive fight so far for Foxy Gaming.
Certainly has. It just goes back to that Roshan, right? Like, you gave the Aegis away, secondary life available. That's just makes it so easy for them to turn. Back to the tier 2 mid tower they go.
At least the Aegis is out of Faceless Void's hands. They have at least like a minute and a half before all the ultimates are ready. So Dire could group up and take a fight, but you just lost the big one, so you're 14k behind. You had to use 2 buybacks. It's what you really want is to force out a few ultimates without having to get team wiped. Which sounds like an easy thing. It's just like, don't get team wiped, but against a Chronosphere, Epicenter, AA Blast combo, it's very hard to do that.
It certainly is. 3-man smoke here from Foxy Gaming. We'll see what they can try to aim for, but a bit of a tough fight to go into. I guess at the least, though, you don't have Chrono to have to deal with it for another 40 seconds. The Sonic Wave will be up in 15. Maybe you do have to be concerned about the Epicenter. It doesn't seem like they're really going to be able to make a play with the smoke anyway. Perhaps just repositioning into that triangle, just trying to make their way back over to that farming position. There's no real creeps to farm there anyway, though, so Nana just going to have to go through the bot lane to just hit some creeps, but I'm sure the Radiant's just happy about this. I mean, there's just no rush for it.
And like you can see now, as the top farm. Oh, sorry, she and Ingrid are top farmed on their team, but there's still 5,000 gold behind their respective partners. 4,500 for Nana, but like it's a massive net worth difference, and that's because Venge can't farm. Like, it's just gonna be the theme of the hero that she cannot farm like a Faceless Void, and she's gonna be dropping further and further behind while he just keeps growing in strength.
I'll take that.
Taking our outpost back. Still a while ago before we find out when Roshan spawns, and there's an immediate smoke. We go, the Radiant. They've got the Chrono. They know how strong they are right now. Oh, they might run right into Nana and Honey Lisa. You can't afford to lose both these guys at once. Sandstorm's there, Honey Lisa gonna be fine, but they're on to the vent. Actually, who are they actually aiming? They'll ignore Nana. Chico will take care of it on the left side, and Nana's been left. That's the first life, and the Remnant may not last too long either. She'll try to run, but you've still got Chrono available if they want to throw it out. And there it is. They'll throw it up to 2. They might lose Merity in the process, but it won't matter. Big Sonic Wave to be committed as well. Mid Imbiz. They will buy back once again, but Naka, well, she'll roll up. She'll escape onto Ninja instead. They've got the Ice Pass, and that should be more than enough. This could be the final team fight with all the buybacks being committed, but they're losing everything right now. Chico will just keep moving forward. There's your Dragon Knight buying back, but you've lost Honey Lisa, you've lost Sleepless Nanda, and now you might lose Nana for another time on this Vengeful Spirit. But it seems like they want to go after Ninja instead. In fact, Naka's going to show up again with this Void. She's just not done. She'll keep going for more, but she may have gone a bit too far. Time Walk. Oh, the Yules is there. Another Time Walk, but it won't connect. They have. And so this time, although it does cost them so many buybacks, they do get a bit of a win going for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big punish coming out here. Yes, they had to get like 3 buybacks out, but like you said, 4 kills. It's pretty good. And Roshan is going to be up in about 80 seconds. So at least they're not going to be punished for that. So, I mean, it all comes down to Faceless Void being a little bit too cocky. You know, you gotta say that. Diving in past the tier 3, almost fighting next to the enemy fountain. That's too much OG, you know?
Certainly was a little bit too much OG, that's for sure. That could have been a game 1 there as well. Or at least a racks to be taken, but not quite. Not quite yet, but still plenty of time.
They're still ready to fight on both teams, you know. But the question now is, does it change anything? Like all these kills that just happened, does it change anything? I don't think so. Surprised Face still growing their net worth advantage, 17,000 now. The cores are way ahead. So despite getting a few kills, the status quo has not improved in any way for Foxy Gaming.
Certainly hasn't, and that's the thing, right? Like the win condition is, it just doesn't feel like it's there in this draft. Like Nana, you see how easily it is to target her and just split up the team fight, and you're against the Void, who's always gonna have late game potential because he has Chrono. It's never gets old.
Right? It's one of those spells like RP or Black Hole where you're like, if you're behind, you have a chance to win. If you're ahead, you're like guaranteed to win almost. So, yeah. Again, they have been able to catch Nana a couple of times, and there are no saves from the Raining side apart from Nightmare on the main, so you could still do a lot of work. It's just tough. Oh.
Really tough.
Oh, let's look at neutral items. This is a topic I don't think we've been able to discuss in any game. Blast Rig on the Sand King, big fan of this item. I was once jumped by a Chaos Knight and I had this, and it procced twice, like once at the beginning, then a few seconds later, and just saved my life. So I'm a big fan of Blast Rig. How do you feel about it?
Love it. One of my favorites, although she does swap it out. Oh, you know what though? Pre-nerf, it was completely busted. Like, they nerfed the duration to like 2 seconds, right? And they lowered the armor a bit, I think.
I think it was 8 armor, and yeah, the duration, the blind. Oh wait, explosion damage has been reduced though, so it's definitely taken a few nerfs for sure.
Yeah, but before the nerfs, it just seemed so good. Like it felt amazing, which is what this Void's gonna feel like in a second if it catches this Pango. Honey Lisa trying to run, trying to escape. Does have borrowed time, but is going to have to pop it. And in fact, they might keep going in. They still have Chrono. So they want to play. They want the Abaddon gone, and there's your Chrono committed. They've got the Vengeful Spirit. That's the only target they want. No swapping out for Nana, as she might just die back immediately. Ninja trying to help out. They're stunning up this Void. It's not enough yet, but with the Rolling Thunder, they're still going. In fact, they found Chico on the Queen of Pain. Maybe this time they can actually win this team fight. They're still turning, and they've got the Void down. Oh boy. The turnaround here. The get backs are being called. Everyone just trying to TP their own way out. Snow and Sleep and Snarja are still fighting. The supports have no chill. They'll just keep going. Snow wins this one. She'll try for the TP out, and she's not gonna make it.
By the way, Ningen in that fight is MVP. She had the Soulbind came out on the Queen of Pain as well as the Faceless Void, but they were both BKB. So she's like, all right, I'll wait. Waits until both of their BKB runs out, throws a double stun with her Dragon Tail, and that just wins them the fight. So incredible performance by Ningen in that fight. I mean, it makes sense. She's the #1 in terms of net worth. Still a big hurdle for Foxy to overcome, but they're doing it, Mike. I mean, they haven't won, but they're slowly doing it. This is
They really are. They really are doing it. I think the one big mistake here from Surprise Face is they just weren't patient enough to wait for Roshan. That's where it feels like it may have gone wrong, is they're just constantly diving high ground as Merity is in. Turtle will get the Fiend's Grip. Honey leads to though, is there with the Purge, with the Aphonic Shield, and they are just slowly buying time. And this Roshan pit as Merity's being so annoying. She has 3 ways to go into this right now. Thus connects, however. Merity maybe in a bit of danger as they have Perma Stun up on the Sand King. They'll be able to take him down. The Turtle, well, she's not going to be safe either. She came back in and she's going right to the graveyard.
Oh, it's a buyback as well, but they do have everyone else going to be available if they need to. Chronosphere in 10 seconds. They decide to leave the. Listen, I've seen this script before. I've seen this. They get the Roshan to half-life, then they leave.
Very concerning signs.
Well,
They can't give it away for free again.
oh,
surely.
come on. No way. Mike,
Oh my
do
god,
something.
they're getting it. They've got. Oh, I can't. I want to, Ottoman. I can't. In they go.
Merity needs to be careful.
In they go. She goes on to the Grimstroke. Ags or not, she is set to die, and at least she has buyback.
Yeah, it's not the biggest deal. But that is, man, that's crazy. That's the second Roche that they gave away after they basically had it in the palm of their hands if they wanted to take it. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Level 25 has been reached. Queen of Pain goes for the 2 second blink cooldown. Works well with the shard. What do we have as well? Faceless Void went for the backtrack 20%. No one takes the Chronosphere AoE, which I find a bit surprising, but it's so much easier to catch your own allies if you do that.
No, everyone wants to go back to the Dota All-Stars days, Ottoman. Let's have that crazy backtrack going. Those were the good times, weren't they? Those were really the fun times.
I mean, I like every patch, I'll be honest. I don't think there's any patch that I hated the game. I mean, certainly, you know, ho ho ha ha was the worst, but that was always fun. That was always good. Do you remember Spin to Win?
I remember.
Spin to Win.
Good old days.
That is crazy. There's still a Aegis on the Faceless Void. Can they get him? That's a good stun.
Oh, looks like they might. Stun is out. She's moving in though. She wants to force a fight, but the silence making it hard. BKB popped and now the Chrono. They'll go for the DK first with the Ice Blast to go right through. In the meantime, Shiko just dealing with the Abaddon. Still Ninjen is not dead. They're onto the Void again, but the Time Walk is there. Oh, she is alive, but Snow is not. Meanwhile, Naka has gone down, but can buy back into the fight as Nana is still trying to fight against this Void 1-on-1, but Shiko's going to interrupt. That'll be the first life. Nana with the Remnant still going, but the Time Walk out again. It's this backtrack. It's just buying so much space, so much time. But can they keep going? Maybe not. Merity to drop. Nana with this Remnant's been so annoying that she just won't die the second time. And the Time Walk's not there. They've got him again.
Oh my. Oh, like game 3 becoming more and more like they did have to use 2 buybacks on the Dire side. Turtle bought back as well, and they do get like a range drag, but overall it is I gotta say it's a massive win for Foxy Gaming. Even with the buybacks, you bring down so much. I bet you right now, Faceless Void, she's kicking herself for that dive. You know, she's like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, girls. That's my bad. You know.
Yeah. It really is. Now, This Venge, it's become a real bloody problem. Like, they get it the first time, but you've got to get the Remnant as well. Otherwise, you just can't keep going in the fight.
And it's like if you Chronosphere her, it's useless because she comes back. If you Chronosphere someone else, she swaps them. And I mean, I'm still a bit of a doubter, but it is working out really well for them this game. Well, they might be forced to buy back on the Faceless Void. We know Sand King does not have buyback, so it's a 5 versus 4 at best.
Going in Gen, moving in. Nightmare will put a hold on her. Ags up now in the Quap. Yeah, a little bit better with the lowered cooldown on the Sonic Wave. They certainly do feel like they need as much damage as possible right now.
Oh,
Swap is there. Snow should be targeted. Oh, Nightmare gonna make it so the Juke on the Sonic Wave. Oh boy. Still, Fiend's Grip is up, and now the Aeon Disc gonna come out from the Pango as Snow has still been targeted. She won't drop.
oh, backup protection.
They're moving. They want to keep this fight going. They have the Sand King back up in 3 seconds, and now the Void is there with the Chrono on to the vent. But can you find it twice? That'll be once, and it seems like they've left her behind. Nana is set to die.
No buyback.
No buyback.
2 minutes, no buyback, by the way. And the Venge, like we were saying, it's really good to have, but only if your team's willing to fight. If you leave her and she'll just die twice, and then it's useless. Like, she really relies on the team working well with her for the Agams to be useful. And now it's 100 seconds without Venge. Ooh. I mean, I'm clenching. You know, that's what I am, Mike. I am just clenched this whole game.
Absolutely. It's been such a tense game between these two. See if they can secure at least the melee barracks up the top side. Revenge going to be gone for another 80 seconds. It's a very long time to try and defend without her. Should be at least 2 lanes of ranks to go down here for the Radiant team, but we've said that before, and anything can happen. It's game number 2. So they do even have the Dark Portrait. Jump in. Rolling Thunder's there. They want the perma stun. She never got the BKB off. In fact, it's on cooldown right now.
She's so
she needs help ASAP, but the time lapse is there. They just don't have the damage output with the backtrack, just buying so much of an opportunity. Is now the epicenter. Is there from Merity into the burrow, and now the Sonic Wave. Chico on 3. Ninja's dropping low and is gone. He has buyback, but she won't have Dragon Form, and they'll even lose the Abba.
She also has buyback on Honey Lisa if she wants to use it. Bane is not around. And I don't know if you want to keep going. Nana's coming back in 30 seconds. You don't have Chronosphere, but
oh, Merity! That's a great stun out from Merity. Naka trying to go for the roll-up, but gets bashed midway. Still can't swashbuckle away though, but Chico is in to secure the killer. Now the Sonic Wave is onto Nada. She's got another. The Quap able to get as much damage as she needs. The Sleepless Nudge is going to buy back, but it's too late. He's already blinked out. At least the Venge's back up soon. Maybe they can defend this second lane of barracks.
Oh, it's a 4 versus 4 here. And yeah, Venge will have to do she's going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Chronosphere is up in 5 seconds. But you already lost the melee racks. What's really going to do here, Nana? Gets the stun off, but oh wow!
Oh boy, the counter, now the Chrono! Oh, it's gonna land on 2. The Lotus Orb that may have just won them game number 2 and this best of 3 series. As Nana, she only has the Remnant Knight left. It's not gonna be enough, it doesn't seem, as the chase is still going. They're trying their best to just keep it alive, but it's gone. Oh, what one Lotus Orb can do, huh? Ninja.
It's not gonna be, they can't make a creep, but they don't even care. They're just gonna go straight for the rack. They're all so low. None of them even has XP, but it doesn't matter.
GG.
GG's called.
What a great series it was. Congratulations to Surprise Face. We are still lacking a name for them, but I'm sure they'll come up with one very, very soon as they do find success here in this best of 3 series.
Yep,
and I'll tell you what, Onimo, this was a great day of Dota.
I know. I mean, this last game especially was a great way to end it because we saw this unorthodox draft. We were doubting it. We're like Vengeful Spirit carry. And then Foxy Gaming made it work, but it wasn't enough to actually win the game. So Surprise Place just coming out looking so strong in this first game. I'm sorry, in this first game of the playoffs for us.
Certainly was a very exciting time, and of course, again, congratulations here to Surprise Face. And again, we're still waiting for a team name, but hopefully they come up with one soon, so we can actually call them a proper name. But obviously, very talented team here, and close calls in this game number 2. And shout out to Foxy Gaming for really making it a very close series in game 1 and 2. Just turns out the other team was just better today.
Yeah, I mean that last Lotus Orb at the end, we were saying, dude, what's the Ancient Apparition gonna buy? He needs Midas, and he gets a Lotus Orb. Reflects what was it, like a double stun or something crazy like that. Just really well played by them. So I'd like to see Surprise Face. Well, tomorrow who they're gonna go up against, we'll find out later. But they look very fearsome right now. Shiko on the mid lane, crazy damage, 54,000, 17 kills.
Huge.
I mean, damn. At the same time, Foxy Gaming with Ningen, they did so much. It just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think Shiko was probably the MVP of that game on the Quap, just doing so much work. And there was a time where the Void just wasn't doing enough, but eventually got the Ags up from the Quap and Sonic Waves just flying everywhere. And that was really a big game changer. Still, Otomo, I believe that's it for us today, sadly. So I believe that is all the Dota we have to offer.
Yep, guys.
You got any?
That's all that's all that we're doing today. Tomorrow we are going to be doing the semifinals as well as the actual finals. So we'll be crowning our winners. So 2 best of 3s tomorrow. Mike, you were saying something. I feel like you were asking me a question, and you also had something to say. So I wasn't sure what to do with that.
I was gonna say to you, do you have anything to say before we head off? Do you have any shout outs, anything like that?
I will always shout out to my wife, who is probably watching. Maybe in the replays later she'll tune in. But I just want to shout out to all the teams for competing today. Whether you reached the playoffs or not, all of them are deserving. It's great that we have this tournament. We want to thank Intel as well as Yahoo again for making it possible. This all-women tournament. It's a great initiative, to see. We want more women in Dota, and this is a great way for them to enter. That's all from me, Mike. You want to shout out to your wife, or no need?
No, I'm not going to give her a shout out because again, she's not watching, so she doesn't deserve it. But I agree with you. I think it's a great initiative here from our sponsors, and shout out to them for allowing us to host the tournament. And you know what? I've had a great day on them. Honestly, I didn't expect the level of Dota to be this high, but it was actually quite impressive. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, it was we've seen top 100 games, top 100 players. The Red Horse playing, and tomorrow's only going to be better. We're every stage we're getting better and better. This was the best game of the day. Tomorrow we're going to have best games of the tournament to come.
Yeah. Well, with that, I think we'll head off. It is Otomo and MLP Dota, and it's been a pleasure. Well, we'll catch you all next time.